We're good to go here. All right, again, welcome everybody. We are live. As soon as I find that cell phone, it is 11:11. Hit that special person up. Saturday, May 10th. We are breaking again the second half of our jumbo Bowman baseball box, and that would be boxes. Apologize, but that one is upside down. We have 5, 6, 1, and 2. You guys really probably couldn't even see that. Probably hopefully went like that. Again, this is upside down, but all right. So let's go over the teams since we don't need to random our boxes. Again, I know we still need to get a couple people refunded. Again, as always, before your shipments go out, we always make sure that shipping is combined and at its lowest possible for you. So definitely we'll be taking care of that after the break this evening. So do appreciate your patience. We will get everything squared away. So all right, let's get going with the teams. Arizona is going to 775. Bill Jordan 33, as well as Atlanta going to 775. Bill. Baltimore is going to Garth 316. Boston L's 46. Welcome back. Chicago is Mikey B 39. Chicago White Sox is 2014 DOMEL. Apologize, don't want to mispronounce that. Cincinnati is Big Old Whitey. Cleveland is Sports Fan 7847. Colorado, Skins Fan Troy 72. Detroit is the Jump Drawer 81 or 87. Can't see, probably 81. Ah, are you done, man? Jesus. Speed limit's 20. Out here doing that. Houston Astros 661 Oscar 02. Kansas City is Steve 62 170. Los Angeles Angels Juju Islands, the proud owner of that beautiful Eddie Lacy card. Very nice. Dodgers going to Jeremy Lexiv 1983. Miami Marlins TK Treasures. Milwaukee Brewers Mellow Malo. Minnesota Twins, Sports Fans, 7847. The Mets, Kearns, 37. Welcome back. New York Yankees, Jay-Z memorabilia, or Jay's memorabilia. Oakland is going to Brain Damage 03. Welcome back. Philadelphia, Kearns, 37. Pittsburgh, Teacher, 155. REA. San Diego, Sports Fans, 7847. San Francisco is going to Esquire Sports Cards. Seattle going to Kearns 37. St. Louis is going to Retrack W. Tampa Bay is going to 661 Oscar 02. Texas Rangers going to Hear Voices. Toronto, Kearns 37. And Washington, Mellow Malo. All right, so got the teams, got the cards. Let's do this, guys. Let's do it. Let's see some good stuff. Again, haven't done that many baseball breaks. I'll be quite frankly honest with you. I did the one last night, and that was it. We've got a case of non-jumbo Bowman. We're going to be starting this week. So when I say I don't know how great our case was last night, I'm being honest. I honestly, I just don't. It's hard for me to follow all the rookies in baseball as opposed to all the rookies in football, so on and so forth. I love baseball, don't get me wrong, but as for judging how great our case was last night, I know, that we had some good stuff, but I don't know how good. So again, here are our base. Looks like we pulled a blue one in there. And for the Texas Rangers, Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Blue border. And that is number 320 out of 500. 320 out of 500 on that one. For the Cubs, Javier Baez. Give it to me. There we go. Javier Baez, mini. And our Chrome, Jose Herrera, Seth Majiz Breen, Jake Barrett, Jose Abreu, and Chase Anderson. Oh, Robert Gisselman for the Mets. Guess I could just move these. Where? There they are. I need those. Alright, my apologies. For the Texas Rangers, Luis Sardinas. For the Rangers. For the Cincinnati Reds, that is Billy Hamilton. Yep, Billy Hamilton. Mookie Betts, Cody Reed, Preston Tucker, Chris Flexen, I thought that was H. Chris Taylor for the Mariners. Try to stay away from grabbing them border cards in here. First auto of the night going to the Los Angeles Angels, Zach Bornstein. Outfielder for the Angels. And if I am just not mistaken, yep, that is definitely going to Juju Isles. Don't care if it's a different break. I still want to hit. I want my hits. Good stuff. For the Dodgers, Julio Urias, Tyler Wade. Let's see if turning that. Does that help at all? Yeah, a little bit. Daniel Polka, John Gant, and Victor Paeno for the Rangers. Oh, we got a blue one in here. Not a blue one. All right, for the Los Angeles Angels, David Freese, blue border. And that is number 191 out of 500. David Freese for the Angels. For the Washington Nationals, Lucas Giolito, top 100. We have a black border for the Colorado Rockies. And that is number 77 out of 99. Rosell Herrera for the Rockies. Nice hit. Dylan Overton, Jacob DeGrom, Anthony Eliotti, Bobby Coyle, and Brian Regira. Oh, no. I knew that was going to happen. For the, looks like Philadelphia Phillies, Michael Franco, blue refractor auto. There we go. Third baseman for the Phillies. And that is number 143 out of 150. 143 out of 150 on that one. That you, Kearns? Philly? Yes, sir. Melvin Mercedes. Gabriel Yanoa. Santiago Nessie. Pat Stover. Victor De Leon for the Cardinals. Now, Kearns, what would you say? Like, I understand, that's a not a low number parallel, but a lower number parallel. Like, let me try to even figure out what I want to ask here. Like, I guess what I'm trying to ask you to do is like put a book value on that card, even though like it was brought up on Twitter today that no one really goes by book value anymore. So, what would you value that card at? That Phillies card? Not saying that I don't, look at book value or anything like that, but it was, that whole, I don't know if you've seen on ESPN today, they put up a graphic of what Johnny Manziel's football card is selling for compared to everybody else. And their source was Beckett and blah, blah, blah. Courtney Hawkins for the Sox. Prism Mini. For the Cincinnati Reds, Mike Leake. Of that card right there? Nice. Okay. Got a base here. There you go. That's what's up, man. Carlos Contreras, Sam Moult, Ty Buttrey, Billy McKinney, Armando Rivera, and Mark Apple. Yeah, that's what's up. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely what's up right there. You'll take that all day. I don't know if you sell or you just collect or what, but that's not a bad pull then. $140 is a universal sport. For the Baltimore Orioles, Hunter Harvey. Yeah, I recognize the name. There's quite a few people recognize the name, but as for what their cards are going for, I don't. I wouldn't be able to tell you. That is Travis Darnall for the New York Mets. Zach Borenstein. Oh, Jacob May, Trevor Gretzky, we know who that is, Nelson Rodriguez, and Kendry Flores. Oh, Ryder Jones sneaking in on the last. For the Houston Astros, looks like we have a refractor auto of Preston Tucker. Okay. Yeah, we know who that dude is. That dude is something else. Number 351 out of 500, Preston Tucker. Alexander Guerrero, Kenny Giles, Logan Vick, Cesar Puello, Micah Johnson, Trevor Gretzky, and Jacob May. Got 4 more packs to go. Oh, of course it's going to do it to me. For the Seattle Mariners, orange border, Tyler Marlette. And that is number 162 out of 250. For the Mariners, Tyler Marlette. Also for the Mariners, Danny Holtzen. Austin Wright, Josh Hader, Jordan Parabek, Levon Washington, and Christian Benford for the Royals. All right, for the Chicago Cubs, top 100, Javier Baez. Looks like we have a prism for the Philadelphia Phillies, or refractor. Miguel Alfredo Gonzalez. And that is number 399 out of 500. 399 out of 500 on that one. For Kearns Phillies. Seattle is Edwin Davis, Ryan Eads, Tyler Marlette, Akil Morris, and Nomar Mazara. All right, 2 packs to go. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, Gregory Polanco, top 100, number 14. Ryan Stanek, Chris Bostic, Sean Pleffner, Dwayne Underwood, Jason Hirsch, and Leonardo Molina for the Yankees. All right, guys, last pack of our first box of the evening. Got to keep things moving right along. Again, my apologies for anyone that was here for the first half of that break last night. I mean, I wouldn't have kept going for that long, trust me. I do appreciate, I believe it was Alvarez, who said come out and be like, hey, man, can't be doing that. I got stuff to do. All right, for the Tampa Bay Rays, Taylor, oh, Jesus. I have a better chance of spelling this kid's name drunk than I do saying it. Hold on. Yeah. Guerrero. Oh, that's an R and an I, not a U. Ouch. All right. I apologize. Sonny Gray for the A's. Brandon Tranquil. Chris Beck. Yency Almonte. Tyler Danish. Orlando Arcia. And Franklin Barreto for the Blue Jays. All right, second box of the evening. Scoot this chair up a little bit. And for the Yankees, Mason Williams. For the Mets, that is Wilmer Flores. For the Mets, John Gant, Victor Piano, Jose Herrera, Seth Mejias Breen, and Jake Barrett for the D-backs. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jamison Talon. For the Texas Rangers, Adrian Beltre. Wilmer Becerra, Manuel Margot, Brandon Compton, Steven Ramos, Joe Wendell, and Hunter Renfroe for the Padres. excuse me, for the New York Yankees, Tyler Wade, shortstop for the Yankees. Matthew Bowman, Gus Schlosser, Devin Williams, Matt McPherson, and Ben Lively. Yes, sir. Oh, that's why that's like that. For the Chicago White Sox, Jose Abreu, top 100. Maybe we're just not going to get a focus. Robert Stevenson for the Cincinnati Reds. And that is number 14 out of 250. Number 14 out of 250. Not sure what kind of refractor you guys call that. I don't know if you'd call that pulsar. Kind of looks like that pulsar stuff, but I'm sure that's not what it's called. Rosell Herrera for the Rockies. Luke Jackson, Michael Felice, Lewis Thorpe, and Ramil Tapia for the Rockies. Oh, come on. You didn't want to go. You wanted to stay. Blue refractor? Okay. Tyler Skaggs for the Angels, and that is number 94 out of 150. Robert Stevenson. Joe Wendell. Hunter Renfroe. Michael Felice. Lewis Thorpe. Ramil Tapia for the Rockies. Mark Apple for the Houston Astros. For the Baltimore Orioles, this guy, Cal Ripken Jr. Very nice. Chris Kohler. Hunter Dozier. Alex Reyes. Devin Travis. Pierce Johnson. And Dylan Floro. We had gold auto this guy last night. I think you were here for that, though. Oh. Ow. I lost that one. Alright, for the... Huh. Looks like we got some action under there. No, not that crazy. For the Minnesota Twins, top 100, Alex Meyer, number 24. And for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Chase Anderson. And that is number 182 out of 250. Very nice. Devin Williams, Armando Rivero, Billy McKinney, Wilmer Becerra, and Steven Ramos. For the Cardinals. For the Seattle Mariners, Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor. For the Mariners. That's also going to Kearns. Yimi Garcia, Drew Grenier, Michael Rattray, Miller Diaz, Chris Kohler for the A's. For the Mets, Kevin Plawecki. For the Mets, Kevin Plawecki. Chris Johnson for the Atlanta Braves. Chris Johnson. Hunter Dozier. Alex Reyes. Devin Travis. Pierce Johnson. And Dylan Floro. Three packs to go. In our second box. Oh, we did catch something. Huh, look at that. I knew that's what that was. Well, ladies and gentlemen. So what would this be? Red ice? I mean, I wouldn't call it ice. Red, maybe. For the Oakland A's, that is going to Brain Damage 03. Chris Kohler. And that is number 13 out of 25. 13 out of 25 on that one. I guess that would be ice. Yeah, red ice. Yeah. Very nice. Michael Franco for the Phillies. Mini. Victor De Leon. Pat Stover. Santiago Nessie. Gabriel Yanoa. Melvin Mercedes. 2 packs to go. We're still looking for one auto, I believe. Unless I'm just miscounting. All right, for the Colorado Rockies, blue border of Carlos Gonzalez. And that is number 346 out of 500. Kyle Zimmer, top 100 for the Royals. Gus Schlosser, Matt McPherson, Ben Lively, Matthew Bowman, Brandon Compton, Manuel Margot, and a base that snuck in on the back. All right, guys, last pack of our second box. All right, for the Bronx Bombers, looks like we have another refractor auto, this time of Leonardo Molina. For the Yankees, and that is number 175 out of 500 on that one. That is going to Jay or JZ. All right, Daniel Polka. Tyler Wade. Julio Urias. Chris Taylor. Chris Flexen. Eric Jagiello. All right. 2 down, 2 to go. Yeah. You just feel the action in this pack. That's a lot of... That's some crazy stuff right there. Come on. Set you right there. Alright. Our base. Yeah, we got something at the end here. I think it's one of them promo cards. Yep. All right, for the whoa, there's a few of these. San Diego Padres. That looks like a blue wave refractor. That's definitely what that is. Jordan Parabeck. And that is not numbered. Josh Hader. And that is also not numbered. Blue wave refractor for the Houston Astros. Yes, if none of these are minis, I could just pick them up. Austin Wright for the Phillies. Gabriel Rosa for the Reds. And that is red. Change of color always means possibly a number. And that is number 17 out of 25, ladies and gentlemen. 17 out of 25. Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Red wave for the Houston, Texas Rangers. All right, back to this pack. Travis Darnaud for the Mets, top 100. Pierce Johnson, Dylan Floro, Devin Williams, Gus Schlosser, Matt McPherson, Ben Lively for the Reds. I know, Jay. What happened? My fault. I wasn't watching the chat room. You watched the break, man? That was. Whew. I don't know what Topps is doing over here, man, but they are loading down some Inception lately. They have just been. I don't even know how to explain any of that. And Kearns, yes, I agree with you. A lot of they had the two blue wave minis. I guess no, those weren't waves. The two blue parallel minis. Oh, that's no good. That's definitely no good. Yeah, they had green auto, blue auto, two of them blue parallel minis. Yeah, a lot of. Whoa, hold on! I just opened a pack and I didn't even finish that pack. You guys are killing me. Ah, my apologies. For the Pirates, Jameson Talon. Oh yeah, we'll just leave this pack sitting over here. Gabriel Yanoa for the Mets. Matthew Bowman, Brandon Compton, Manuel Margot, Wilmer Becerra, Steven Ramos, and Joe Wendell. All right. Now back to this pack. I just knew this one had the good stuff in it, so kind of got ready to give up on the other pack, I guess. For the New York Yankees, is that a gold border? I wouldn't call that yellow. The yellow is a little brighter. Of Jacoby Ellsbury, and that is number 16 out of 50. The Bronx Bombers. Well, Jay, like I said, I do got some more multi cases of Inception on the way. It's not here yet, so it'll be midweek. Look for some Inception midweek, and definitely next weekend. We'll be definitely doing some Inception. For the White Sox, Micah Johnson. I don't know why they've been running so hot lately. I really don't. I really I don't know. I might have to start opening them myself. Yeah, that one and Hunter Renfro, Michael Feliz, Lewis Thorpe, Raymil Tapia, and Luke Jackson. Yanks again, yes sir. I would definitely say tonight is going to the Yankees so far. Although, tell them what you got last night, Jay. Again, I don't know how great that is, but I know what a certain part of that card means. Just my ultimate test. It honestly doesn't quite matter what's already come out of the first half of the case. I mean, now if there's even in Strata, I don't know. We'll save that for another day. Mark Apple for the Astros. Cal Ripken Jr. Eric Jagiello. Rosell Herrera. Tucker Newhouse. Melvin Mercedes. And Gabriel Yanoa. What? What came out last night? I know what that 1-1 means. I'd never heard of Eric Chigilio before I seen it on that same 1-1 card. No, no Tanaka. Didn't see any Tanaka last night. Why do I keep doing that? Michael Franco for the Phillies. Santiago Nessie. Pat Stoper. Victor DeLeon. Carlos Contreras. Sam Moore. And Ty Buttrey. All right. The Arizona Diamondbacks, orange border of Aaron Hill. Aaron Hill, and that is number 10 out of 250. 10 out of 250 on that one. Robert Stevenson for the Reds. Billy McKinney for the A's. Armando Rivera. Mark Apple. Dylan Overton. Jacob DeGrom. Anthony Eliotti. Come on. All right, for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Brandon Trinquan for the Dodgers. That's going to Jeremy. Akil Morse. Tyler Marlette. Ryan Eads. Edwin Diaz. And Christian Sinford. Kevin Plawecki for the Mets. For the Tigers, Melvin Mercedes. Levon Washington. Jordan Parabeck. Josh Hader. Austin Wright. Gabriel Rosa. And Miguel Alfredo Gonzalez. I need a drink. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, blue border of Jason Grilly. And that's number 466 out of 500. Well, there we go on that one. For the Cubs, Chris Bryant, Jason Rogers, Andrew Thurman, Isaiah Kiner Falefa, Jamie Westbrook, Michael Franco, and Kyle Parker for the Rockies. For the Yankees, Mason Williams. And this is Wilmer Flores for the Mets. Wendell Rijo, Trey Ball from right up the road, Billy Burns, Chris Bryant, and Daniel Robertson. Ooh. I don't know if I've seen that color yet. Alright. For that is the St. Louis Cardinals. Whoa. Got some stuff going on here. That just looks cool. Number 3 out of 25 looks like an orange wave auto of Colton Wong. Second baseman. And again, that is number 3 out of 25. Very nice. Definitely haven't seen an orange wave auto yet. Yes, definitely nice. Who got St. Louis is the real question. Retrack. Retrack. It seems like it. It seems colorful. Colorful is usually pretty good. Tim Cooney, Gosuke Kato, Yimi Garcia, Drew Grenier, Michael Rattray for the Brewers. Nope, got a green one in there. For the Washington Nationals, green border of Ian Desmond, and that is 39 out of 150. Come on. There we go. 39 out of 150 on that one. For the Phillies, Michael Franco, Tyler Wade for the Yankees, and I believe that is numbered. See a little prism or refractor in there. Number 19 out of 500. 19 out of 500 for, you guessed it, the Bronx Bombers. Doing some work tonight. Miller Diaz, Chris Kohler, Hunter Dozier, Alex Reyes, and Devin Travis. All right, looks like it is time for our last box of the evening. Again, this week, not tomorrow night. I honestly don't. I think I'm going to take Monday night off. I'm going to be real honest with this. So, when I say early this week, I mean starting Tuesday. We will be starting our non-jumbo Bowman baseball case. So it would be 6 boxes. I believe the config on that is 24 cards per pack. 10, or maybe it's 10 and 24. I'm not exactly sure. So we'll be starting that most likely Tuesday. I'm thinking I need to take Monday night off and kind of relax. A lot of breaking this weekend. A lot of draft talk. That stuff gets me a little tired sometimes. So if you are out breaking earlier this week, definitely come back and check us out. Again, it will be a non-jumbo case. I've got it right over here. I was thinking about listening for tomorrow, but had to pass. So we'll be doing that early next week. Got a burnt orange Matt Holiday border, and that is number 71 out of 250. No good. For the Cubs, many of Chris Bryant, Devin Williams, Gus Schlosser, Matt McPherson, Seth Mejias Breen. I bet I pronounced that name 4 different times tonight. 4 different ways. Yimi Garcia for the Dodgers. The Dodgers. I'm going to turn one of these stacks sideways so I can sit some cards on it. There we go. For the Angels, blue border of Mike Trout. And that is number 167 out of 500. Tyler Austin for the New York Yankees, top 100. We got a blue refractor of Tyler Marlette for the Seattle Seahawks. Or Seahawks. My apologies. Swore I wasn't going to do that. For the Seattle Mariners, number 57 out of 250, Tyler Marlette. Trey Ball, Billy Burns, Chris Bryant, Daniel Robertson, Tim Cooney, and Gosuke Kato. Twins, Padres, or Indians hits. Nothing specifically that rings a bell as for numbered and or auto cards. Yeah, I'm not. Nothing's sticking out to me. We'll do a recap video when we're done, obviously, but nothing that's sticking out to me right now. For the Texas Rangers, keep this case going. Chris Bostic. The Texas Rangers. Chrome Auto. Alex Reyes, Devin Travis, Pierce Johnson, Dylan Floro, Anthony Santander, and Jose Herrera. Jonathan Shoop or Scoop for the Orioles. The Dodgers, Yasiel Puig. Carlos Contreras, Sam Moll, Ty Buttrey, Billy McKinney, and Armando Rivero for the Cubs. For the Washington Nationals, A.J. Cole, top 100. And for the Indians, Anthony Santander. There you go, Alvarez, if you're still hanging out. Non-auto, but still a refractor, and that is number 70 out of 500. Yes, I know. Thought about it as soon as it came out of my mouth. Yeah, that probably doesn't mean too much, but hey. Mark Apple puts us on the board. Dylan Overton, Jacob DeGrom, Anthony Eliotti, and Bobby Coyle does put us on the board. Nope. For the Cincinnati Reds, blue border, Seth Magias Breen. That is number 182 out of 500. Victor Sanchez for the Seattle Mariners. Oh, said that other team again. Brian Ruggiero, Mookie Betts, Cody Reed, Preston Tucker, Chris Flexen, and Chris Taylor. Oh. All right, guys, 6 more packs to go. Good luck, good luck. I think we still need it. For the Texas Rangers, Rogned Odor. Like that dude's name from Game of Thrones. For the Mariners, Ken Griffey Jr., Drew Grenier, Michael Rattray, Miller Diaz, Chris Kohler, and Hunter Dozier. For the Oakland A's, got a refractor auto of Chris Kohler. And that is number 403 out of 500. Josh Hader. Are you serious? Don't like throw it off that much. Austin Wright, Gabriel Rosa, Miguel Alfredo Gonzalez, and Jason Rogers. Oop. All right, for the White Sox, Micah Johnson. Many for the White Sox. For the Washington Nationals, Jason Worth. Andrew Thurman, Isaiah Kiner Falefa, Jamie Westbrook, Michael Franco, Kyle Parker, and Wendell Rijo. All right, guys, 3 packs remain. All right, for the Texas Rangers, Rogned Odor. I knew that was going to happen. For the Cleveland Indians, Cleveland Indians. Tyler Naquin. Tyler Naquin. And that is number 121 out of 250. Ben Lively, Matthew Bowman, Brandon Compton, Manuel Margot, Vilmer Becerra, and Steven Ramos. For the Tampa Bay Rays, Hawk Julie. John Lackey for the Red Sox. Joe Wendell. Hunter Renfroe. Michael Felice. Lewis Thorpe. Raimel Tapia. And Luke Jackson. All right, guys, last pack of the break. All right. Slide some hits over. Set them bad boys on. Ooh, hello. I ain't seen one of them before. But again, I don't get crazy. Hope no one left yet, because I have not seen one of them cards yet, and it doesn't look normal. It definitely had some ink on it, whatever it was. For the Atlanta Braves, Andrelton Simmons. And that's number 24 out of 500. $24 out of 500. For the Philadelphia Phillies, Michael Franco, Bowman Black. Number 8 out of 10. Silver Auto. Number 8 out of 10. What's that about, Kearns? I ain't seen one of them yet. That's a solid card. Big hit? How big? Put it to me in football terms, Jay. Where are we at? Where are we at here? Yes, sir. 8 out of 10. Boom. 8 out of 10. Yeah, I don't. Here's the thing that got me. It wasn't paper thin. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. That's got to be something. Huh. That's just how we do it. Last pack style. We'll do that last pack mojo. Eric Jagiello, Rosel Herrera, Tucker Newhouse, Melvin Mercedes, Gabriel Yanoa, Santiago Nessie, Pat Stover, and Victor De Leon. All right, so that is going to conclude our break for this evening. As always, would definitely like to thank everyone for joining us tonight. We are back to breaking tomorrow night with a half case, the first half case of non-jumbo Prism football. We'll be taking Monday off and back to breaking on Tuesday with our non-jumbo Bowman baseball case. We're going to start the first half of that on Tuesday, it sounds like. So if you are breaking this week, definitely make sure to come back and check us out. So for the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will catch you all next week. If you would like to hang out for a few minutes, we'll get going with the recap video as soon as we get things organized, and then we'll get these videos uploaded, messaged off to you guys. So again, thank you all for joining, and have a great weekend. Thanks.